Social Science, Unit 1, Civics, Understanding Diversity. Look around you in the classroom. Do you see anyone who looks exactly like you do? In this chapter, you will learn that people are different from each other in many ways. Not only do they look different, but they might also belong to different regional, cultural, or religious backgrounds. These differences enrich our lives in many ways and also make them more fun. All these different people who come from all kinds of backgrounds and belong to all kinds of religions and cultures help to make India so interesting and so diverse. What does diversity add to our lives? How did India become like this? Are all kinds of difference a part of diversity? Can diversity also be a part of unity? Let's read this chapter to find some answers. Is your drawing similar to any of the others? The chances are that if three different children draw three figures, each child's drawing will be quite different from the other three. This is because each one of us has a unique drawing style. We not only don't look exactly like each other but also differ in terms of language we speak, our cultural backgrounds, the religious rituals we observe, and of course, the way we draw. Now, if you check with your classmates or friends, you will see that some of you may like reading the same kinds of books. Many different languages are spoken by the students in your class, but some of them might be speaking the same language. By now, you must have recognized the many ways in which you are quite like some of your classmates and the other ways in which you are different from them. Do you think it would be easy for you to make friends with someone who was very different from you? Read the following story and think about this. I had meant it as a joke made up for a small ragged boy who sold newspapers at the Janpat crossing at a busy intersection. Every time I cycled past, he would run after me, holding out a new English paper and screaming out the evening headlines in a mixture of Hindi and English words. This time I stopped by the pavement and asked for the Hindi paper. His mouth fell open. You mean you know Hindi? He asked. Of course, I said as I paid for the paper. Why? What did you think? He paused. But you look so Angrez. He said. You mean you can even read Hindi? Of course, I can. I said this time a little impatiently. I can speak, read, and write Hindi. Hindi is one of the subjects I study in school. Subjects? He asked. How could I explain what a subject was to someone who had never been to school? Well, it is something. I began, but the lights changed, and the honking behind me grew 100-fold, and I let myself be pushed along with the rest of the traffic. The next day, he was there again, smiling at me and holding out a Hindi paper. भैया, he said, आपका अखबार, अब बताइए ये सब्जेक्ट क्या चीज़ है? The English word sounded strange on his tongue. It sounded like its other meaning in English to be ruled by someone else. Oh, it's just something to study, I said, And then, because the red light had come on, I asked him, "Have you ever been to school?" "Never," he answered, and added proudly, "I began walking when I was so high." He measured himself against my cycle seat. "First, my mother used to come with me, but now I can do it all alone." "Where is your mother now?" I asked, but then the lights changed and I was off. I heard him yell from somewhere behind me, "She is in Meerut with—" The rest was drowned out. "My name is Samir," he said the next day, and very shyly he asked, "What's yours?" It was incredible. My bicycle wobbled. "My name is Samir too," I said. "What?" His eyes lit up. "Yes," I grinned at him. "It's another name of Hanuman's father. You know? So now you are Samir Ek and I am Samir Do," he said triumphantly. "Something like that," I answered, and I then held out my hand. "Haath milao Samir Do." His hand nestled in mine like a little bird. I could still feel its warmth as I cycled away. The next day, he did not have his usual smile for me. "There is trouble in Meerut," he said. "Many people are being killed there in the riots." I looked at the headlines. "Communal riots." It blazed. "But Samir," I began. "I am a Muslim, Samir," he said in answer, "and all my people are in Meerut." His eyes filled with tears, and when I touched his shoulder, he would not look up. He was not at the crossing the day after, neither the day after nor ever again. And no newspaper in English or Hindi can tell me where my Samir Do has gone. The Lights Changed by Poile Sengupta. While Samir Ek is more familiar with English, Samir Do speaks Hindi. Although they both are more at home in different languages, they still communicated with each other. They made the effort to do so because this was what important to them. Samir Ek and Samir Do also came from different religious and cultural backgrounds, while Samir Ek is Hindu and Samir Do is a Muslim. Different religious and cultural backgrounds, such as these, are an aspect of diversity. In addition to the diverse religious and cultural backgrounds, there are other ways in which Samir Ek and Samir Do are different from each other. For example, while Samir Ek goes to school, Samir Do sells newspapers. Samir Do did not have the opportunity to attend school. Perhaps you have noticed that there are several people in the area where you live who are poor and who don't have enough to eat or wear, and sometimes not a place to live. This difference is not the same as the one we have seen earlier. Here we are talking not of difference but of inequality. Inequality comes about when a person does not have the resources and the opportunities that are available to the other persons. The caste system is another example of inequality. According to this, society was divided into different groups depending upon the work that people did, and they were supposed to remain in those groups. So, if your parents were potters, you could only become a potter, nothing else. This system was considered irreversible. And because you were not supposed to change your profession It was not considered necessary for you to know anything more than what you needed in your profession. This created a situation of inequality. You will read more about this and other inequalities in the following chapters. What does diversity add to our lives? Just like Samir Ek and Samir Do became friends, you might have friends who are very different from you. You have probably eaten different kinds of food in their homes, celebrated different festivals with them, tried out the clothes they wear, and learned some of their languages as well. Discuss. Why do you think Samir Do did not attend school? Samir Do did not attend school because his parents did not have enough money. Samir Do had to earn money for survival. Do you think it would have been easy for him to attend school if he wanted to? We think it would not have been easy for him to attend school if he wanted to, because if he would have come to a school and used his evening time to study, he would probably not be able to earn for his survival. In your opinion, is it a fair situation that some children get to go to school and others don't? No, it is not fair, but this is an example of inequality that prevails in our country. Can you think of a situation in which you made friends with someone who was very different from you? Many times we become friends with someone who eats different food, wears different clothes, studies in a different class, like different forms of art, music, and dance.